Hello and welcome back to the fourth episode on my YouTube channel. If you have been following my videos, you know that I have been practicing a lot of 5-minute watercolor urbanscapes. And today's illustration is going to be based on a very beautiful city from Italy. It's called Lombardy. I have sold quite a few pieces based on this style of watercolor, but with every practice, I'm just hoping to get better. I have my brushes ready and I'm going to quickly show you the sizes I'll be using for this one. This is a size 4 of isomers and you can see how it has been destroyed by my dog. The bristles have survived, luckily. The other brush I'll be using is a size 6 from the same series and the bristles are doing absolutely fine for this one as well. I do have a color palette in mind for this illustration, so the first color would be black, of course. Then there's Prussian blue. The next color would be burnt umber. And of course, the twist, cerulean. Now, once again, this is a reminder to have all your required tools right in front of you so that you can have them at your disposal real quick. We need to get our colors ready as well. So we are going to prepare the palette so that whenever we need to be quick, we can use them. So let me just reposition this so that I can show you where I start from. And yeah, I'm going to pick the Brushstroke 1800 Filbert series, and this is the main brush that I'll be using. So now I'm going to be mixing the colors. I'm picking a little bit of black to add on my blue. Be very patient and do not settle for anything less. Do ensure that you have acquired the required color for your color palette. And here I go. So I'm starting with the blue from the sky itself and I'm dragging it downwards. I feel like a little bit of water is required at this point, and so yeah, little more water, less pigment, and I have tilted the paper so that it slides down. And the idea is to look messy, so do not go for a very clean and polished boundary based painting. The idea is to let the colors flow so that when you apply the next color, the continuity is maintained. You can always apply more water wherever is required and then tilt the page so that it all flows downward. And I'm going to flick it a little, apply a little more blue on the edges, a little more of the blue around these areas that need a little bit more of the pigment, under the windows, a little bit here. And yeah, this is a very diluted blue. Next comes the brown, and I'm also mixing the brown with a bit of black just to make it a little darker. So let's add a little more water to the brown, and then we go back to the tower area, and you can see how the wet blue is blending with the brown, and with the page being tilted, it all comes flowing down. So this is the perfect point when we allow the brown to blend with the blue, and it's already doing a great job. We are doing this without exactly cleaning the brush so that, you know, even when the brown is applied, it does not completely give away the blue effect of it. I'm simply tilting the page and applying more water to it, and it's all coming down. Okay, now it's getting really messy. Okay, all right, it's cleaned. Remember to play with the shadow areas, and so this looks like the area that needs a darker shade of brown. And I'm diluting the pigment a little bit with water and making a desperate attempt to maintain the continuity, adding a little more of the blue pigment here and letting it all come down. Yes, I've dirtied it again. This is my sister's table and she's going to kill me. Anyway, so we're going to be playing with the same colors, and this is a color palette that is more restricted compared to the previous ones that we showed you. So I'm going to pick one of the detailing brushes and let the black mix with both blue and brown, and I've created this color to sort of create the shadows around the doorway and the windows, and yes, of course, the bottom where the stairway is supposed to be. Meanwhile, my mind that is going through a million thoughts at this moment is wondering if you too like to have a playlist at the backdrop when you're making something you love. Please send me some song suggestions and I'll try to add them in the next videos. And now is the time we use the twist color, which is the cerulean. And the cerulean may not exactly act like a color that is a complete contrast to the color palette, but rather is elevating the blue and is an attempt to mildly give off that cold, moody weather look. In case you haven't noticed already, I have a tiny human figure right on the left, and I'm adding a little bit of the blue there, a little drama with the flick. Now I'm simply going to be applying a little bit of the burnt umber on the walls and the roofs just to elevate the drama in this illustration. So after leaving it to dry out, this is what the complete illustration looks like with the watercolor. I think it's simply amazing that with only 5 minutes and a very restricted color palette, you can create a piece such as this. I think I'm going to let you have a better look at it by comparing it with the previous pieces that I have already made. If you think this was an interesting video, then do hit the subscribe button to see more of these and the like button to let me know you loved it. Bye!